family lives on a street where something deeply unsettling has been happening. Almost every night, right around 3 a.m., all the dogs on the street begin barking and howling at the exact same time. Not one or two, but every dog reacting as if something unseen is moving through the area. Most families say that when they look out their windows, they see nothing at all. No people, no animals, nothing out of place. Yet some neighbors wake up in the morning to find footprints outside their homes, even though security cameras never capture anyone walking by. One morning, the man in this video was already awake when he started hearing strange noises coming from his kitchen. Watch.
¿Qué onda, racita? Buenos días, ¿qué metes? Me quedé solito ahorita. Pati fue a dejar a Rafita. Y escuché que alguien anda allá abajo. No estoy seguro, pero creo que la luz de la cocina está prendida o se prendió. Voy a ver qué onda. Ahorita estoy solito. No manches, creo que sí está prendida. Ay, güey, sí está prendida. Yo la apagué, les juro que yo la apagué cuando salí del baño. Y de hecho la puerta estaba cerrada. Hola. ¿Alguien está ahí? Hey. Hola.
Toward the end of the video, a disturbing grunt followed by what sounds like wailing can be heard. That's when the family realized something terrifying. Whatever had been triggering the dogs at 3 a.m. might no longer be confined to the street. On another morning, the same man went downstairs to use the bathroom. And that's when this happened. Watch closely. The sound of footsteps can be heard. Not rushed, not random, almost rhythmic, like someone moving or dancing, just out of view. Some believe this could be a roaming entity, something that doesn't stay in one place, but moves through neighborhoods, passing from street to street, home to home. Others think the constant attention this family has been giving it, watching, listening, reacting, may have unintentionally drawn it closer, allowing whatever was outside to cross a boundary and move inside their house. Now, before things escalate any further, the family is actively searching for answers. So what do you think? Was this always heading toward their home? Or did simply noticing it invite something inside? A video posted on the TikTok account, Chaza_G_353, has pulled in over 1 million views. According to Chaza, his mother and aunt had just finished cleaning a building that once served as a mental asylum. Before leaving for the night, his aunt recorded a short video on her phone. At the time, everything seemed completely normal. The building was quiet, empty, still. But later, while reviewing the footage, they noticed something deeply unsettling, something hidden in the audio.
Hey, Saint. get the call.
Yeah.
Dozens of ghostly voices can be heard echoing throughout the clip, haunting cries that sound like they belong to men, women, and even children. What makes this especially disturbing is that the woman recording the video was completely unaware of any sounds at the time. She insists the building was dead silent. Viewers flooded the comments, searching for answers. One asked whether the banging and voices were heard in person, or if they were only picked up on the recording. Chadza responded that none of it was audible while they were there. It wasn't until later, after turning the volume up, that the voices revealed themselves, and whoever or whatever those voices belong to remains completely unexplained. TikTok user: My House is Haunted 777 uploaded footage that has left viewers genuinely unsettled. The uploader firmly believes her house is haunted. One night, while relaxing at home, she suddenly hears a noise coming from another part of the house. Already on edge and wanting to document whatever was happening, she pulls out her phone and hits record.
My door just keeps opening by itself. Watch, here, look. Nobody. Nobody in this house. Nobody. Now watch. Look, let me close this door. Watch it. 3, 2. Oh, heck no. No. Okay, God. Look. Nothing. Dogs barking and everything.
According to her, the door had been opening on its own repeatedly. To prove it, she closes the door firmly, steps back, and begins filming. Seconds later, the door handle starts rattling, twisting, turning, not swinging loosely, but moving as if someone on the other side is trying to open it. Her dog immediately reacts, barking aggressively while staring straight at the door, as if it senses something the camera can't see. Then slowly, the door swings open on its own. The dog continues barking, fixated on the empty doorway. The uploader insists she's completely alone in the house, with no one else inside, but her dog's behavior suggests otherwise. Viewers were split on what caused the door to open. Some suggested loose hinges or pressure from an air conditioning system, but many pointed out how deliberate the handle's movement looks. It doesn't wobble, it twists, as if fingers were wrapped around it. And the dog's reaction, barking at something no one can see, is much harder to explain. Nick had been trying to communicate with what he believes is a presence in his house for weeks. At first, it felt harmless, almost experimental. But things changed one night when the dream catcher hanging above his bed began spinning on its own. There was no breeze, no open window. At first, he tried to brush it off, but then he started hearing faint tapping sounds. And what unsettled him most was how the tapping seemed to respond when he spoke. That's when Nick decided to start recording.
Okay guys, I've been trying to literally communicate with something. Like, there's no AC on, it's winter, this window's cracked, but this has been moving, and I've been trying to communicate with whoever's here, but it's not really communicating back now, and I kept hearing tapping. But like, I just want to show you, like, this is a normal day in my house. Like, my mom is, these are the rooms, my mom is downstairs cooking dinner, and these rooms are a mess, I know. My mom is down here cooking dinner. So this is what I like experience on a day-to-day basis. Like, weird stuff like this just normally happens. And okay, I love that. What fell over in here now? I don't even know. Oh my god. And nothing. Oh. Okay, that's weird. Is there anyone here that can give me a sign?
The camera captures the dream catcher still rotating steadily, even though the air in the room is completely still and the window is closed. To rule out interference, Nick steps out of the room for a moment, then returns. The dream catcher never stops moving. Almost immediately after, a sudden scurrying sound comes from his ensuite bathroom. It's sharp and fast, like something darting across the floor. Nick walks in cautiously, filming every corner. But there's nothing there. No animals, no open vents, nothing that could explain the noise. Growing uneasy, Nick asks out loud for a clear sign that something is really there. Seconds later, an object suddenly drops beside him with a loud thud. Nick jumps back in shock. There's no one else in the room, and nothing visibly touched it. For Nick, this was the moment things crossed from unsettling to impossible to ignore. The next clip picks up exactly where the last one left off. Nick tries to explain the tapping sounds again, saying how they seem to answer him whenever he speaks. Almost on cue, another sharp tap echoes back from somewhere in the room. This time it's louder, closer. You can hear the tension in his voice as he immediately calls out to his brother, asking if he's messing with him or trying to scare him. His brother sounds genuinely confused. Trying to stay calm, Nick keeps talking while slowly walking toward a small storage room at the back of the house.
We keep hearing tapping. These walls are hollow. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Aunt, where are you?
I'm right here.
Did you see that?
No, I heard it.
That's insane. So things have been pretty quiet, I guess not. But these walls are hollow. And we kept hearing tapping on the backs of the walls. And inside here, this is the only hollow room. This is like cement. So I don't know. Holy shit. What was that? Oh my god. Okay, well, now you can see there's no strings, no nothing. There's a wall of glass behind it. Oh my gosh. What was that?
My shoulder.
Oh.
The moment Nick steps inside, something behind him crashes to the floor. He spins the camera around to reveal a stack of CDs scattered everywhere, knocked over all at once, as if they were pushed. As he films them, the camera begins to lag and stutter. The audio warps slightly, making the entire scene feel even more unnatural. Nick starts backing away, breathing fast, when another loud noise comes from deeper inside the room. Then suddenly, everything cuts out. The clip ends mid-moment, leaving no explanation for what caused any of it. A man named Nate took over the management of a cemetery around 4 years ago. For a long time, everything seemed normal, quiet, uneventful. But one day, while sitting alone in the cemetery office, he began to hear something, a steady knocking sound coming from just outside the door. Watch.
All right, so it's just me here at the cemetery office doing some paperwork, and I was hearing knocking on this door. So I just wanted to see if I can catch it again. That's all. No, it's not gonna happen. Nobody. This is locked. As you can see, it's locked. This one.
When Nate opened the door, there was nobody there. No footsteps, no movement. After that incident, strange things started happening inside the office. And not long after, Nate noticed the activity wasn't staying at work anymore. It had followed him home. Take a look.
So, I'm hearing noises now at home. So I'm starting to think that maybe something from the cemetery followed me home. I thought I heard the covers moving. Then I thought my equipment out here, that heavy bag right there, sounded like it was being hit. But I wasn't sure. See if we can try to catch it, but it sounded like it was being hit. Oh, that. All right, so I just watched somebody walk into here. Those are locked. This is locked. Hello? Ah! So I cannot explain this, but I was filling up the mower with the fuel, and I was looking over here, and I was seeing the grass moving like somebody was walking through it. Now, I do have a grave over here from a burial a couple weeks ago. I want to see if I can catch it. It was like somebody was walking through here or moving through here. Like I saw the movement on the grass. What the
Objects began falling on their own. And while working outside in the cemetery, Nate captured something even more unsettling. The sound of something running straight toward him, fast and heavy, just out of view. After that, the activity escalated. One night, Nate was fast asleep when he had an unusually vivid dream. In the dream, he was lying in his bed, exactly as he was in real life, when something came into the room and woke him up. It didn't speak. It simply motioned for him to follow. The figure's form was impossible to focus on, like his eyes refused to adjust. It led him through the house and stopped in the dining room. Then it pointed toward the basement door, silently telling him to go down there. That's when Nate suddenly jolted awake.
Instantly, there was this loud wake up. But when I woke up, I was standing in my dining room. I have never, ever had an issue sleepwalking. Never in my life.
Except he wasn't in bed anymore. He was standing in the exact same spot he had been standing in during the dream. Fully awake, heart racing, shaken, Nate began recording. And that's when he caught this.
Guys, check it out. Something was peeking. Right out. From the basement. I wanted to see if we can catch it. The end of it. But it was like right by the bed. What the? This has been the third morning in a row. Like clockwork. I might have to look back, but it might be around the same times as well. I don't understand. There's nothing. And then I was hearing steps coming down those stairs, but there's nothing. Guys. I don't know, guys. Maybe we can try to... What was that?
He didn't capture the figure from the dream, but he did record footsteps moving on the stairs, followed by unsettling whispers echoing through the house. Moments later, a broom fell over on its own, crashing loudly to the floor with no one nearby. So the question remains, did something attach itself to Nate after he took over the cemetery? Or was it always there, simply waiting for the right moment to make itself known? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. A YouTube channel known as Carolina Case Files uploaded a video in December 2025 that has left viewers deeply unsettled. The footage was captured by a security camera in Deep Run, North Carolina, and according to the channel, it's some of the most disturbing material they've come across. They mention that the video quality is poor and that so far they've been unable to identify or contact the homeowner. No background, no follow-up, no explanation. With no additional context available, all that's left is the footage itself. Let's take a look. A terrifying, lanky creature can be seen crawling across the ground for several seconds before disappearing into the darkness. If this isn't some kind of CGI project, then it's easily one of the creepiest creatures captured on video in a long time. One possible explanation is that the footage could be AI-generated or real security camera footage enhanced with digital effects, especially given how accessible and convincing those tools have become. The lack of information about the homeowner and the original source makes verifying the clip extremely difficult. But what makes this video so unsettling is how physical the movement feels. The crawler's weight, its coordination, the way it interacts with the ground. It doesn't move like a typical digital creation. Pale, elongated figures like this have become a recurring feature in modern cryptid sightings, often described almost exactly the same way. Whether artificial or real, the footage triggers a deeply primal fear. The idea that something unnatural is moving just outside the safety of your home. If I were the homeowner, I wouldn't wait for answers. I'd be packing my bags and leaving as fast as humanly possible. Grace was home alone when she decided to start filming a door inside her house. For several minutes, she'd had the unsettling feeling that something was watching her from the hallway. The house was completely silent. No TV, no music, no open windows. If anything, the silence only made it worse. She keeps the camera steady, half joking to calm herself, but her voice gives her away. She's nervous, waiting, listening, wondering if anything will happen at all.
Oh my god. What is happening? Can't move it again. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my god. Oh close it, please? Okay.
After a few seconds, the door slowly cracks open on its own, then gently pulls itself shut again. Grace gasps. Clearly shaken, she nervously tells whatever it is to do it again. Her voice trembles as she backs away. This time, the response is far more unsettling. The door begins to open again, wider, slower, nearly 3/4 of the way, inch by inch, as if something unseen is standing on the other side, deliberately pushing it open. It pauses, almost as if it knows she's watching. Then, just as slowly, and the door closes itself once more. No rush of air, no footsteps, no explanation. After the clip ends, Grace said she immediately left the room and refused to go back down that hallway for the rest of the night. Later, she admitted something that disturbed her even more than the door itself. This was the first time whatever was in her house didn't just move something. It responded to her voice.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh God. Can you close it, please? Okay.
Clowns have always been unsettling, even when they're doing absolutely nothing, and this CCTV clip does nothing to help their reputation. The camera was set up facing a clown mannequin sitting upright on a sofa. Its painted smile was frozen in place. Its eyes stared forward in that way that already feels wrong before anything even happens. The house was empty at the time. No pets, no people, nothing that should have caused any movement. For a while, the footage shows nothing but complete stillness. Then, slowly, the mannequin's right arm begins to move. It doesn't drop. It doesn't flop the way gravity would make it. Instead, the arm slides sideways in a controlled, steady motion, easing itself off the armrest until it comes to rest against the side of the clown's body. What makes this even more unsettling is where it stops. The hand ends up right next to the clown's hat, almost as if it were deliberately reaching for it. There are no vibrations, no one off camera, no visible cause for the movement at all. After the arm settles, nothing else moves for the rest of the recording. The mannequin remains completely frozen once again, just in a slightly different pose than before. Later, the owner said this wasn't an isolated incident. They claimed the clown costume and mannequin have shifted positions on their own before, always when no one is around. And after reviewing this footage, it's easy to see why the clown no longer feels like just a decoration. 3 friends were standing in the water together, laughing and getting ready to take an underwater selfie. The camera was already recording as they counted down, hyping each other up. At first, everything felt completely normal, just another casual moment caught on video. But as they prepare to dive in, something changes. A 4th figure suddenly appears behind them in the frame. It looks like a person standing just a few steps back, close enough that there's no way they could have slipped away without being noticed. Yet the 3 friends don't react at all, clearly unaware that anyone else is there. Seconds later, the trio dives forward into the water together, splashing out of frame. And that's when things stop making sense. The 4th person never moves, never steps aside, never exits the shot. When the camera steadies again, there's no one behind them at all. No swimmer surfacing, no footsteps, no disturbance in the water that would explain where that person went. Viewers slowed the footage down frame by frame. There's no moment where the figure can be seen leaving. It's as if they were never really there to begin with. The clip ends shortly after, but that unexplained extra person has left many convinced that something impossible stepped into the frame, just long enough to be seen.